Hey everybody, this is Mark with iAppleTech128 and welcome back to another behind the scenes video. In this episode, I want to show you how we edit our videos. Now, if you did not watch the final product or our behind the scenes video of how we recorded that video, definitely go ahead and check those two out before we do this, because in this video, I want to show you how we edit that video where I show you how to make your product stand out from the background. So yeah, this is how we edit our videos. So first, our editor of choice is actually Final Cut Pro, and that's one we've been using for quite some time now. I've just been a big fan of it, and it's really easy and simple to use. I do have After Effects and Premiere Pro installed, and I do use those from time to time when the project requires it, but I really don't use them that much, only when Final Cut Pro is giving me a hard time and is not working. So after we go ahead and import those, I just go ahead and create a project. So the first thing I do before I start chopping up any of these clips is I go ahead and color correct the master file. That way I don't have to go clip by clip applying the different effects and colors. So I get all that done right away at the beginning. I did shoot this on a red, so the first thing I do is go into the metadata. I see that the white balance is definitely off a little bit because of course I forgot a white balance. So I play around with that a little bit until I get the right look. I also add a little bit of contrast and saturation before I start color correcting. Then I go into the color corrector, and again, you cannot see my waveforms and my RGB parade, but I am looking off of these scopes, adjusting the colors. So first thing I do is I bring the highlights to the top, the shadows to the bottom, and then I bring the midtones down just a little bit. And my white balance adjustments were not perfect either. So what I did next was I adjust the color a little bit, playing around with that. And then now we go to the audio. Next, I open up my audio in Adobe Audition, and I clean up a couple of things if necessary. And then I apply a default audio profile that I made that's tailored for my voice. So it sounds great. And then I make a couple of tweaks if necessary again, save it, and bring it into Final Cut Pro where I import my main track. So with the main speaking part imported, I then go ahead and find where I clapped. I know you can't automatically sync them in Final Cut Pro, but I just prefer to do it manually. So I do the arrow keys one at a time until I hear the first clap, and I also see the peak on the waveform monitor. And then I put a marker on there for my video so I know exactly where the first clap is. And sorry you can't see any of this. I have a second monitor where the screen is projected, so you can't really see what I'm working on. Probably should have thought about that sooner. Then I bring down my audio and I do the exact same thing again, going frame by frame until I hear that first clap. I put a marker on, I line up the two clips, make sure they sound good, look good. Then I trim stuff up, and now we are at the start of our video. So I just start chopping up the clips, cutting it together, and that is kind of what I do for the entire video. I watch the whole thing through and we chop everything up. So I'll be back once I'm done with that. So now that we've done that, I then bring in the B-roll, and again, I have to watch the entire video through, and I pause the video where I would think B-roll should go or where I purposely recorded it. So then I find wherever I put it, I bring it down, I set the ins and out points before I bring it down usually. Then we just layer it over the top. I mute the audio because the G4 actually records audio while it's doing video, so I have to mute all of that, and sometimes I forget. And then I just kind of go through the whole video again and pausing and putting B-roll over the top where I feel like I need some. So we just kind of do that the whole way through. And then now that we have made our second pass, I then go and color correct the B-roll. The GH4 has some really crazy coloring for some reason, so I have to do a ton of color correction on it, which is awful, but in the end I think it looks fairly nice. And these ones are usually a little bit faster because it doesn't record in such a flat profile as the red. So I do that. And then after that, I watch it through one more time, look for any issues or errors, make any changes that I want, and I am pretty much done. So there you go. That is how we edit our video in Final Cut Pro. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, leave a like and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. This is Mark with iAppleTech128. And I will see you in the next one.